Kia ora and kia orana. My name is Sonny Teio and welcome to Unlimited Living Podcast, which is a waka for all people to achieve infinitely more and to live, love, life. The purpose of this podcast is to provide weekly tips from the lessons I've learned as a high school dropout to where I am today as an IT professional living by the beach in our dream home with my beautiful wife and 3 children. So welcome back to this Unlimited Living with Sonny Teio podcast. We are on episode 12, and the theme for this week is celebrating life. Celebrating life in the middle of this COVID-19 lockdown. How do you celebrate life? I know that for some of us it's been a life-changing experience in a sense. It's been the opportunity to evaluate where we are today and what goals we're wanting to achieve in life. I know that for myself, I've been asking the question is why? Why do I do what I do? And the goals that I've set for my life is why. Why do I want to achieve those goals in my life? So celebrating life, how can you celebrate life? And I've got 3 simple tips that I want to share with you about how you can celebrate life in the middle of this COVID-19. So I remember reading 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey over 20 years ago, and one of the chapters was entitled Begin with the End in Mind. Begin with the End in Mind. And this chapter actually became a book because there was so much content that you could learn from that one chapter. That one chapter just didn't justify it. So if you're lucky enough to actually buy the book as well and read that, it gives you a greater detail of what Stephen is trying to explain to us, as to begin with the end in mind. And one of the stories that he shares in this chapter and in the book as well, that he uses as a foundation for this principle, is that you need to try to imagine in the future that you're at your funeral, and you've got to imagine what would your loved ones, your friends, your family, what would they say about you and about your life? Because normally at a funeral, it's the opportunity to celebrate the life that their loved one has lived. Right? And so it made you think that, okay, you start with the end and then you try and work your way back. You set goals. Okay, so if you wanted someone to say, oh, this person was successful in business, he had so many business, had entrepreneur spirit, so then you would start setting goals and say, how can I become that person if I'm not that person? Right? So that's what it kind of means. So just in a nutshell, a quick nutshell. That's my little understanding what begin with the end in mind is all about. And I was at a funeral last year. There was quite a few funerals that was going on at the beginning of the year. And it's kind of been the same this year, but I haven't been able to attend them because of COVID-19. And I was at the funeral, and same thing, people speak up. They stand up when they speak about the life of the loved one that's passed away. And it kind of reminded me that it's cool that we can do this, that we can celebrate the life at someone's funeral, but at the end of the day, they're not going to celebrate it with you. They've already passed on. They've moved on from this earth. They've gone into the next phase. So I'm like, how can we celebrate life today? What can we do that we can celebrate our lives today? So we've made it a habit. This is tip number 1, is that we made it a habit to, at our dinner table, everyone needs to be there, and we go around the table and we share what's our favorite thing of today. And we do this to remind us to be grateful for our lives, even in this COVID-19. It helps us to try and focus on the positives of what's happened that day. You might have had a really tough day. But this little exercise, it forces us to think about, what's my favorite thing about today? Yes, it was tough, but I've learned this. So that could be the favorite thing. I've learned that through this tough day that I could have done this better, or this could have happened, and so on. So it helps us to enjoy the day. It helps us to celebrate it together by just sharing what's our favorite thing today. The second tip that I want to share is that it is written in Proverbs chapter 13, verse 22, that everything in me will celebrate when you speak what is right. So the second tip is to choose to speak words of life. Choose to speak words of encouragement. Choose to speak words of blessings, words of hope, words of faith. Words that will celebrate life. If you understand the whole dynamics of an atmosphere, that when somebody walks into a room, they can really liven up that room because of the energy, the positivity that they bring into that room, and it changes the atmosphere. It changes everyone's attitude, and that's what I encourage us to do, is be people that that's how you want to make an impact. You want someone to say at your funeral that when this person came into the room, they made a difference. They changed the atmosphere, and you can do that through speaking words of life. So that's the second point. The second key is that there is power in writing things down. So another way, it's similar to speaking words of life, words of encouragement. You can write down, something that you want to celebrate life about, something that's positive that's going on, or you may have a word of encouragement that you want to share with your loved ones, and you can send that either through a text or a private message on social media. But write it down, write down things that you want to celebrate in life. Okay, so the first one, we share it. The second one is that we just focus on speaking it, and then the third key is that we write it down, is have it written down. So those are my 3 simple tips on how you can celebrate life. And probably during this podcast, you've picked up other thoughts that you've had. Said, oh man, this could be used as a great idea to celebrate life. And if you have, so comment on this podcast. I'd love to see your messages. Send me a message on all the different channels that are available for this podcast. I really appreciate that I get your feedback with this podcast that we just kicked off this year. Okay, and just before I wrap it up, I just want to promote that I've published a book called Aim High, and it's 4 steps for success. And I believe that these 4 steps, they're so universal, they can help you celebrate your life today. And all the profits will be donated to Hope Walk, which is a movement of hope, and they raising awareness to suicide and promoting prevention agencies and organizations. So make sure you click the link in my profile. It's on Amazon, so search for Aim High, Sonny Teio, and yeah man, it's a great read. Real short book, great for a cup of coffee. So thank you again, and I'll see you next week, and join on for our next episode of Unlimited Living with Sonny Teio. Well, I just want to tell you about an exciting and simple tool that I've developed 10 years ago, which I've been fine-tuning over time to the point that it's so much simpler to understand and then apply in your life today. This tool is called F8 Life Blueprint, and if you want a free copy of my F8 Life Blueprint, then just go to my website, www.sonnyteio.com, hit the subscribe button, put in your name and email address, and it will take you to our download page of F8 Life Blueprint. Like I said, it is free. There is no attachments. You don't need any credit card for anything. This is a free copy of my F8 Life Blueprint, which identifies 8 areas of life where you can first understand where you are today and then start setting goals for where you want to be in each area. It's kind of like a mind map. I like to be more graphic. You can just write in all the different areas in the blueprint. And we look at the areas of finance, which is obviously money. Do you need a new job, or you want to buy a house, a car, anything like that, start a new business?
We look at family, are you single, you're married, you have children, and looking at where you're at and what goals do you have. Maybe you want to have another child or something like that, And then we'll look at fitness, how much exercise are you doing. Then you look at how much more do you want to do and what type of exercise, and so on. And then food, what's the fuel that you're putting into your body, because it does have an effect on you, cause and effect. Remember that. Then we look at friends. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Very powerful truth in that statement right there. We look at the area of fun, which I believe is very important, that every week that you take time out to do something that you enjoy, that gives you peace, and it gives you happiness, and it basically keeps you sane in this insane world. And then we look at free. It says the Bible says it's better to give than it is to receive. What are you doing as a volunteer in your community, giving freely of your time, even if it's only half an hour, 1 hour a week? What are you doing? And then there's also faith. Faith is for our personal beliefs. What are our values? What is your personal development plan that you have right now? And I've learned that is the most important part of the F8, is the faith side of it. So go to my website, www.sonny.com, hit the subscribe button, get yourself a free copy of F8 Blueprints, and also make sure you watch Mad Monday with Sonny Teio on my YouTube channel, which is kind of like a video version of these podcasts, but it's a lot shorter. Go to YouTube, search for Sonny Teio, and subscribe to my Mad Monday playlist every Monday night, 8 past 8 New Zealand time. It's gonna be cool. Please hit that 5-star rating for this podcast, Unlimited Living with Sonny Teio, and follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn with my tag @Sonny Teio to make sure you don't miss out on my daily motivations. Thank you once again for listening to Unlimited Living with Sonny Teio, which is a waka for all people to achieve infinitely more and to live, love life. Ka kite anō, and God bless you all.